If people are pulling away from you, there's a reason, and it might be something you never even noticed. Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt someone slowly drift out of your life and you had no idea why? You replay conversations in your head, wondering if you said something wrong, or maybe, just maybe, they changed. But what if you change too? What if it's the little things you're doing or not doing that are silently pushing people away? Today, we're diving into the 6 silent habits that could be driving others away without you even realizing it. And trust me, once you see them, you won't be able to unseen them. Please, if anything in this video hits home, drop a comment below about which one spoke to you the most and why. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button because we're building a community that grows stronger by learning and growing together. Let's get into it. Habit number 1, always making it about you. Let's be honest. We all like to talk about ourselves. It's human nature. But here's where it becomes a problem. When every conversation somehow loops back to you, your problems, your day, your feelings, people start to feel invisible. Imagine this. Your friend finally opens up about a rough week at work, and before they even finish, you jump in with, "Oh, my boss is the worst too. Let me tell you." Suddenly, their moment becomes your spotlight. People don't always need solutions. Sometimes they just need someone to listen, really listen. When you shift the focus back to you too often, it signals that you're not emotionally available. Over time, people stop sharing with you altogether. The fix? Practice the 70-30 rule. Let them speak 70% of the time in vulnerable moments. Ask follow-up questions. Stay present. Let them feel heard before you turn the attention back. Habit number 2, criticizing more than you compliment. Let me tell you about a guy named Jeff. Jeff was known for his brutal honesty, but the truth is, his friends started avoiding him, not because he was wrong, but because everything felt like a correction. We all need feedback, but if every interaction leaves someone feeling less than, it chips away at the relationship. That friend who used to call you every week, they're not calling anymore. Not because they stopped caring, but because they didn't feel good around you. Constant correction, nitpicking, or judgment, even when it's well-meaning, can make others feel small. And no one wants to feel small around someone they love. The fix? Balance. For every critique, give 2 genuine compliments. People flourish when they feel appreciated, not constantly evaluated. Habit number 3, always being negative or draining. You know those people who suck the life out of a room? Every time you ask them how they are, it's a long list of what's gone wrong. The weather, their health, the news, their job, their cat's attitude, everything. Now, we all go through rough patches, but if every conversation is a downpour, people start bringing umbrellas. Or worse, they just stay home. Let me say this with love. Your energy is contagious. If you're constantly radiating stress, resentment, or bitterness, people will naturally step back to protect their own peace. The fix? Try positive honesty. It's okay to share your struggles, but also share your gratitude. End your rants with, "But I'm working on it," or "I'm grateful for." Balance keeps relationships from becoming emotional dumping grounds. Habit number 4, unreliability, saying one thing, doing another thing back. Was there someone who said, "I'll call you tomorrow," and they never did? Or someone who always promised to show up but never followed through? Eventually, people stop trusting your words, and worse, they stop depending on you. And when that happens, the relationship shifts. You go from inner circle to afterthought. Reliability isn't about being perfect. It's about being consistent, showing up when it matters, following through on promises, even small ones. The fix? Only commit to what you can actually do. And if something changes, communicate. Honesty about your limits builds more respect than empty promises ever will. Habit number 5, lack of emotional availability. Let's talk about emotional walls. Maybe you've been hurt before. Maybe you were taught not to show emotions, so you shut down. You keep it surface level. People try to connect with you, but all they get is a polite smile and a change of topic. At first, people try harder, but over time they give up. Not because they don't care, but because they don't want to feel rejected every time they reach out. Being emotionally unavailable doesn't mean you're a bad person. It means you might still be healing. But it does create a distance people can't always bridge on their own. The fix? Let people in, gradually. You don't have to overshare, but start by saying, "This is hard for me, but I want to try." Vulnerability creates connection, not weakness. Habit number 6, never admitting when you're wrong. Here's a tough pill to swallow. Being right is not more important than being kind. Some people are experts at dodging blame. They twist conversations, defend their actions, and refuse to say the two most powerful words in relationships. "I'm sorry." It doesn't matter how small the mistake is. When someone never takes ownership, it creates emotional clutter. Resentment builds up like dust on a shelf, and eventually the relationship feels too heavy to keep dusting off. The fix? Practice humility. Next time there's tension, ask yourself, could I have handled that better? Owning your flaws makes you more trustworthy, not less. Here's the big takeaway, my friend. Relationships aren't about perfection. They're about presence, about respect, about those tiny, quiet moments where someone feels seen, heard, and appreciated. And the truth is, people naturally want to be around those who make them feel good about themselves. So no matter how many years you've lived or how many friendships you've lost, you can always become the kind of person others are drawn to. Someone kind, grounded, and deeply respected. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 6 habits surprised you the most? Have you ever watched someone drift away and only now realize why it happened? Drop a comment below. I read every single one, and your story could help someone else who's going through the same thing. Remember this, people don't leave because you're imperfect. They leave because they don't feel safe, heard, or valued. But you can change that today. Start with one small shift. Listen more. Criticize less. Lighten the emotional load. Be honest. Be consistent. And be real. These little adjustments don't just save relationships, they transform them. If this video helped you, please like it, subscribe, and maybe even share it with someone you care about. Your support helps us keep creating the kind of content that heals, teaches, and inspires. Thanks for spending this time with me. Until next time, take care of yourself and take care of the people who matter most. See you in the next one.